Hello students, so we have this question number 7 from solved examples of chapter 42 of HC Verma, and this is actually a very good question. All of you should attempt it. So what is the question saying? That we have a perfectly reflecting solid sphere of radius r that is kept in the path of a parallel beam of light. If the beam carries an intensity I, find the force exerted by the beam on the sphere. So light is falling on the sphere and is getting reflected. So we have to find the force on the sphere, right? So before going into the sphere, let's first go through a simple example that if we have a mirror kept over here, okay, of area A, and light is falling on the mirror. So this light is coming and incident on the mirror and is getting reflected back, right? If we could say that if we take some photons of the light and they are having momentum p, so they are incident with the momentum p and they are reflecting back with the same momentum p. In this case, the force acting on the mirror will be how much? For the incident light, the momentum will be, so force will be, sorry, IA by C. This is the formula for the force due to light of intensity I falling on an area A, correct? But the light is getting 100% reflected, so the total force will be 2IA by C, because light is falling with momentum P and getting reflected back with the same momentum P. Okay, so there's a twice of the change in momentum, right? So that's why we have the factor 2, and we could write this as dp by dt. Okay, now if we have the mirror kept at some angle, let's say the mirror is making angle theta with the vertical. Now when the light is falling on the mirror, what would happen? So first of all, how much light is falling on the mirror? In this case, the light is falling on the entire area of the mirror, but now the light is falling on only projected section, this much area. Okay, what is this much area equal to? This area will be equal to a cos theta. So now when we calculate the force, our force will change. 2I a by c, the area has to be replaced with this area over here. Okay, how much light is incident? So there will be a cos theta, so we need to put a factor of cos theta over here. This is one part, but again there's one more problem. As the light is incident, it is getting reflected like this. Okay, momentum p is incident like this and it is getting reflected like this, and the entire momentum p is not changing, only a component of the momentum in this direction, okay, perpendicular to the mirror. So on the mirror, the perpendicular component will be p cos theta, that is falling, and only that is changing, right? If you talk about the p sin theta component, so p sin theta component is not changing. Okay, the incident light has p cos theta component, that is reversing the direction. The p sin theta component is not changing its direction, so the force should be again due to the component of momentum, so we need to multiply one more cos theta over here. So the force on this mirror will be how much? 2ia by c cos square theta, and the direction of this force will be obviously perpendicular to the mirror, okay, like this. So this is the force acting when the mirror is kept at some angle in front of the light. Okay, now we come back to this sphere. So in the diagram itself, it is given that we have taken an element on the surface of the sphere. We have taken a ring over here. Okay, this angle is theta, right? This angle is theta, so the ring over here is making angle theta at the center, right? And then we have taken this tiny angle d theta. This is a small angle d theta, and radius multiplied by the small angle will give me the arc length over here. This arc length will be r d theta. So now I calculate the area of this ring around the sphere. So first of all, the radius of the sphere is r. Then this radius of the ring will be how much? R sin theta. So the circumference of the ring will be 2 pi r sin theta multiplied by the thickness. Okay. So area of ring will be how much? dA will be 2 pi r sin theta times r d theta. So that will be 2 pi r square sine theta d theta. Okay. Now, like I discussed, that if this mirror is making angle theta with the vertical, then the light falling on it will apply this much of force. Okay. Here also same thing is happening. This radius is making angle theta with the horizontal. Then the face of this ring, the face of the ring will be making angle theta with the vertical, and light is falling on it like this. Then we can write down normal force on ring df will be uh, 2ia by c cos square theta. So 2i dA by c cos square theta. Correct. 2i by c, 2i by c is there. Instead of area, I have put the area of the ring dA, and then we have cos square theta. Right. So we will put the value of dA later on, but there's one more thing we need to look at. Now, first of all, you observe how this dF force is acting. So the force dF is acting like this, perpendicular to the ring. Okay. If you I'll just remove this force, this dF. Okay. The force is acting like this. If you observe the vertical components of these force, they will cancel each other. So similarly, by symmetry for the entire string, all the forces perpendicular to this axis will cancel out. So only the force components parallel to the horizontal will add up. So we need to look at dfx. Okay, dfy will get cancelled out. dfy, dfz will get cancelled out. We only have to look at the component along x-axis. So since this force is acting along this radius, the radius is making angle theta with the horizontal. So here also we get angle theta with the horizontal. So the horizontal force that we have, dfx will be df cos theta. So that will be equal to 2i by c dA cos cube theta. So now we put the value of dA. This will be 2i by c. dA is what? 2 pi r square sine theta d theta. 2 pi r square sine theta d theta, and then we have cos cube theta. So the total force Fx will be what? 4i pi r square by c integration cos cube theta sine theta d theta. Okay. Now what we can do over here? We can apply substitution method over here. If we say that cos theta is equal to t, then minus sine theta will be equal to dt by d theta. Okay, correct. So we can say that sine theta d theta will be equal to minus dt. So we can replace sine theta d theta with dt. Okay. So we have this will be equal to 4i pi r square by c integration cos theta is t, so cos cube theta will be t cube minus dt, right? So this will give me the integration minus 4i pi r square by c t power 4 divided by 4. Okay, so my fx will be equal to, these 4 will get cancelled out, minus I pi r square by c, replace t power 4 with cos to the power 4 theta. Okay, and now I need to calculate the limits of integration. So my angle theta is starting from here, 0, and the light is shining where? Light is shining only up to these 2 points, up to the end points. So my angle should be measured from 0, starting from 0 and go all the way up to pi by 2. So my limits of integration will be 0 to pi by 2. Okay, so when you put the limit cos pi by 2, that will be 0, and when you put the limit 0, so cos 0 will be 1. So I'll get my net force along x-axis to be equal to I pi r square divided by c. Okay,